Hello 00 crew, welcome to Obsession Outdoors. Today I'm going to do a revised video on the cleaning how to fillet big flathead catfish, because last year I did a video on it and I messed a couple things up. I didn't even know the cheek meat or the belly meat existed, and now I know it exists. So I'm going to do a revised video on the proper way to fillet a giant, well, for Maryland anyway, giant flathead catfish. So here are the flatheads that I caught today. Got a big mama right here. I think she's close to my PB. So we're gonna get a measurement as far as weight goes with a digital scale here. Let's see how much she weighs. Oh. 25.40. So 25.5 pounds. That's gonna put that one at about 20, that one at about 10, and that one at about 3. So that just gives you guys an idea of what size fish we're working with here. I'm only gonna do it on one fish because, you know, you see it on one, you see it on them all. So yeah, let's get to the filleting process. First step in this process is to bleed the catfish. They're not ugly. Grandmom thinks they're ugly. Anyway, I'm gonna start by cutting the tails off, bleed them out, make the meat a lot cleaner. All that blood will start pumping out of there. And then we'll do it to the same thing on these. That's the first step that I also didn't do last year. Yeah, actually, when you bleed the catfish, it makes the meat taste a lot better. You just cut as far back on the tail as you can. If you can see, that blood's just pouring out of there. Obviously doing it in the grass, that way my knife don't, or machete don't get dull. Whoop, that one splattered blood all over me. Whoops. That one's literally squirting blood out. Look at that. Filling it up. When they're still alive, it pumps out a little better than when they're dead. Gets that meat nice and white and clean, not bloody. Grandfather's cutting the grass, so it's a little loud, but it also helps, I forgot to say, when you bleed those fish, it helps to hang them tail down. That way the blood runs out a little better. I just don't have anything convenient to do that with, but eventually in the future I'm gonna rig something up to like a stake to knock in the ground and get a big old wood nail and shove their head through it, and then it'll let them drip for 20 minutes. That'll be a lot more effective than letting them pump it out. Plus it's a little more humane, I guess, too, because you can kill them and do that and the blood still runs all out. Whereas this, you gotta let them stay alive and hope the heart pumps all the blood out. So that's some things to think about there too. So the first step is you're gonna feel with your fingers where it goes from hard to soft. Up here, right in line with the gills, right here. And then find the spine. Anything soft is meat, and then you just figure your lines out. So it goes up a little bit above the gill right here. So you're gonna start where it goes from hard to soft and just feel in with your knife right next to the spine, and just work your way as close you can all the way down. And when you get to this fin, there's a little spot that sticks out, so you gotta go out and around that and then back around. And again, just stay as close to that spine as you can. Just stay as close to that spine as you can with the tip of your knife. And then keep working your way down the spine. Works if the tail's straight. And then eventually you're gonna hit a point where you can go all the way through, and that's gonna be right about here. And then again, you're just gonna keep that as close as you can to the spine and cut all the way down. Right there. All right, now you're gonna come back up here, start where you went in here. You're gonna start here and come down behind the gill. Just make one cut in, and then same thing, follow your knife down right around the bones, stay on the edge of the soft stuff. And here you can see there's a line where it separates from where the side is to the guts, right here, this line, that lateral line. You stay above that lateral line all the way down, and you'll be above the guts until you get to the back of the gut section. Then you go below it, but up here you stay above it. So just go in with the tip of your knife to the spine so you can feel the tip of your knife hitting the spine and work your way down. Once you get down to about there, put both fingers in between here, grab this, separate that with the tip of your knife gently. Pull it up so you can see what you're doing. Alright, so stand over there. Okay, pull it up so you can see what you're doing. And then just slowly start cutting away. And it should all come off pretty nice. Just use the tip of your knife to work your way down. And anything you miss, you don't gotta worry about it being 100% perfect. Because anything you miss, you can go back and get. That's why it's always good to have a secondary use for your meat. Whether it be fish patties or, you know, there's tons of different things you can do with extra scrap meat. You always want to have an extra plan. Even if somebody, if you don't want to do anything with it, save it and give it away. There's nothing good comes out of wasting the meat. I mean, yeah, I guess eventually it'll get eaten by animals or whatever else if you just toss it, but you want to get the most use out of it as you can. So, or maybe, like I said, if you know somebody, you know, give it to them. They can put better use to it. So again, you just keep working your way down. Now when you get down here, right, you're gonna cut all the way through, because that's all good meat too down here. So you don't want to miss any of that. And anything you miss also when you do that belly section, you're gonna get that. So see how I made that cut? As soon as those ribs stopped, you got a whole nother big fillet section right here. See, if you would have just kept cutting across the lateral line, you would have missed all that. And you stop right there where you cut. And that's that. That's one side done. You're gonna take the skin off the fillet. Now when you take the skin off the fillet, you're gonna do it not all the way down to the skin, because you have all the red meat that's close to the skin, so you want to stay about 1/4 inch above, like that. You don't want to take it all the way down to the skin. That's going to save you a lot of work cutting red meat out later. You'll still have some to cut out, but it won't be a lot. Now you're just going to keep it nice and flush and work your way down about 1/4 inch above that skin all the way. Just nice and careful so you don't miss anything. Just really focus on keeping your knife flat so it all comes off evenly. And if you do that on accident, all you gotta do is start from the other side. Do the same thing. No big deal if you cut through on accident. And all that red meat you want out of there. You find the lateral line, cut right down that. When you do it, angle your knife inward so you don't miss any meat. Same thing, angle your knife inward, cut that whole lateral line out. Shave that red meat off the top. It doesn't matter if you cut your fillet up in a bunch of pieces, because it's going to get chopped up in pieces anyway. Okay, so now the revised part of this whole thing, you guys already saw the, actual fillet process, is the cheeks and the stomach, belly meat, I should say. So we'll start with the cheek. Also, I've just learned this, so if I don't do it 100% perfect, give me some slack, but this is how I figured to do it. I start in right here behind the eye. Again, you feel with your finger where it goes soft and hard, and it comes way down here below too. So you start at the eye, stick your knife in, and just follow your knife around those hard edges. Follow it all the way around. Once you get it like that, And you can lift it and go in and use the tip of your knife and cut out all the meat section. That's a big, good hunk of meat. Perfect for nuggets. And that's that. Then you're gonna fillet that same way you did the other. Just start a little incision right there so you can get your fingers on there, and keep your knife nice and flush. But this one you are gonna go all the way down to the skin, because there's no bad red meat on it from our lateral line that's gonna give you mercury and whatever else. All the heavy metals the fish has picked up its whole life. You don't got that right here. So you go all the way down to the skin, and you're left with a big old hunk of cheek meat. Do the same thing on the other side, and that's the cheek. Okay, so to get the belly meat, stick your knife in here. You're gonna cut around towards those pectoral fins, all the way down. Same thing on the other side, all the way down. Then you're gonna, before you went above the ribs, now you're gonna go under the ribs. Put your hand in here. You can feel that whole section. You just take your knife in here, follow it all the way back down, staying just underneath those ribs so you don't miss any meat. You go back to these fins here, and you come all the way across. Like that. And then you can just come straight down on this side. Like that. Okay, so here's your whole big section with belly meat. Now you have your stomach lining, and you got the skin on the belly. Both need to come off. So you can see this section here in the middle. You just cut that out on both sides because it's like a big thick piece. It's nice and not very sharp. And then you just take these and skin them. Take that's the stomach liner. Skin it just like you would a normal fillet. On both sides, the belly, and then you just skin it right off flush like you would a normal fillet, and then you got a big old hunk of belly meat. Make an incision just like you would with the side fillets. Just take your knife all the way down. As close to that skin as you can get. And if you miss some, it's cool, you can go back and get it. No big deal. We'll cut it in half right there because you can still continue, and that's what you come out with. Then you flip it over, do the same thing, make that incision just so you can get your fingers under there. And then you fillet all the way down, take it off of that stomach lining, and that's it. There's your finished product. Double-sided big old belly meat fillet. Then you're gonna take them in. See, all this meat's real dirty and nasty. You take it in, rinse it off with some ice cold water, get all that junk off of there, and then you're ready to freeze it, cook it, do whatever you're gonna do with it. So beautiful. All right, see you next time on Obsession Outdoors. Hopefully this was helpful. Like, subscribe, comment. Comments are definitely needed if you guys got any more tips or advice. We will see you next time.